Call the meeting to order. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll do a roll call.
And Mr. Well,
Here.
here. Purposes. Oh, here. Francisco. Here.
Here.
Zoning solicitor and zoning officer.
All right. It's like our first application is an extension request for application Z 2022-13 for 27 Pine Street. You guys?
Yep.
All right. And I guess everything's in order here on the file.
Yes, it is. I believe it's for the
Okay.
extension.
All right. What are we looking for here in terms of an extension?
Jeffrey King. I do. Yes, it's an extension request for the code for additional 6 months.
Okay.
The record, we have a letter by the March 13th.
That was a previous filing related to one that we filed in November of 2022. Correct.
All right. Andy, any concerns over the 6-month extension on your, okay. All right, anybody on the board want to make a motion to approve an extension until?
I'll make a motion to approve the extension for application Z 2022-13
Till November, right? That or through November? Is
through November 19th, 2023.
there a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye, all right.
All right, thank you, Wood.
Thanks.
Not expecting my. Well, we're all unanimous.
You can cross if you want.
All right, next up is application Z 2023-03, Matt and Stephanie Marcelli of 538 Dogwood Place. The applicant is seeking variance relief from section 172-33B subsection 5 to allow for an extension of a new front porch along the right side of the house. The applicant also requests relief from any other section of the zoning ordinance may be realized during the zoning hearing process. Subject premise is located in the R2 zoning district. Mr. Marcelli, I assume? And
Exhibits.
yeah, do we have the file in order here?
File is in order. Stephen has up on the screen the proof of publication, actually the actual notice of posting of the property. The legal notice that was sent to all the individuals within 200 feet of the property. The proof of publication that the notice was also advertised as required by law.
Sam?
Mr. Chairman, in line of the testimony of our zoning officer, I asked that the application and any documents associated therewith be marked as T1, that posting of the property of tonight's meeting, T2, and the notice to all those within 200 feet of the subject property would be Township Exhibit 3, and proof of publication would be Township Exhibit 4.
All right. And do we have anybody here for public comment on this applicant or party protestant? Who's here for this? All right, you sworn in already, right? All right, floor is yours.
So, we part of the site plan, existing foot on the house, alongside of it. Basically, you can see The existing floor over there. Parkway, like, Dogwood Lane, you know, 4 feet from the house. Deep is currently, both, 4 would be 18.
Is that an additional 4 feet from it's the furthest point
Yeah.
today?
so
You have that portico sticking out?
Yeah, our contractor had something. In December and measured the 54 feet would be. New porch.
Mhm.
Existing landing is 4 feet. The measurements of.
If I may, I can maybe help explain. Again, the problem is the measurement from the right of way. So if you look up on the screen, that's the site plan that was provided with the application. And because there's because the right of way is located 13 feet in from the curb line of the street, that's where the front yard dimension is measured. So from this drawing, you'll see that the front yard setback is actually 41 feet. And the required front yard setback is 60. Now, we understand there's an existing nonconformity here, but there's also this expansion because of, and the hardship comes in because of the street right of way and the existing front yard setback is already non-conforming. So I don't know if you can see where I have the dotted line along the bottom of the page. You'll see that highlighted area. It's a 50-foot right of way along Dogwood Place. And when you do the math, you would end up with 13 feet on either side of the curb line. And then by our ordinance, the front yard dimension is measured from that, which then gets you to the 41 feet. If you look up at the highest bubble, that's where I have the 41 feet. It's 54 feet measured from the curb. It's 41 feet measured from the right of way.
So with the existing roof line now, how, is it the same line? Is it coming out the same amount off the house for what we're looking at?
No, it's a larger porch.
How much larger than the existing? Is that what you was doing? I'm sorry, I was reading it.
4, right? And that's 4 feet additional from that portico in the center of the door is extending an additional 4.
Correct.
You're saying?
It's gone forward right now to 8.
Eight,
Close.
okay.
So an additional 4.
So the patio itself would be 8 feet.
Correct.
And did that drawing with the dimensions in the right of way have it on the correct side of the house? So
So yeah, I guess it
it
depends.
doesn't really matter, but
No, it'd probably be further. It's
On
the
the
right
right
of the house
side.
if you're looking at it. That has it on the right of the house if you're inside the house from the street. But
which is correct, the drawing or the picture?
the mock-up picture is proposed. So if you're standing on the street, it'll be on the right.
Okay.
So just take the rectangle that's on the drawing, slide it down. Yep, right down. Yep.
Andy, any concerns from your side of things with this? In terms of how far it's.
No, I mean, as far as the construction methods, they're all fine.
Okay.
It's really just the front yard encroachment.
Any neighbors, I guess, show any?
No, so we were able to get signatures of 4 of the 6 houses in our cul-de-sac in support. We knocked up the other 2 they didn't answer in the last week or so, but no issues from any of the neighbors.
How wide are these footage?
What did you say?
I was like, whoa, really getting down into it.
No.
Mr. Sheridan, any?
Bill, thank you.
All right. I mean, I have no questions or concerns if anyone else does.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve application Z 2023-05.
Standard
0,
conditions.
3,
Standard conditions.
03.
I'm sorry, Mr. Marcelli, 0. I make a motion to approve application Z 2023-03.
There's second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. 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 All right. Motion carries. Good luck. And we apparently approved application 2023-05.
Do I need to submit this letter of approval or support
Uh,
that
we
one or?
We can put that into evidence, may as well, yeah, so,
Market applicants,
yeah, we'll take that, so we'll put it into.
Okay.
If you want to just. Mr. Russell. All
right.
All right,
Thank
good
you
luck.
very much.
Yeah, you got it. Next up here, we have application Z 2023-04. Richard S. Miller of 310 Sunny Brook Lane. The applicant is seeking a special exception from section 172-101 to allow for a no-impact home-based business office. The applicant also requests relief from any other section of the zoning ordinance may be realized during the zoning hearing process. Subject premises located in the R1 zoning district. Mr. Miller?
Hi.
How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
All right, I'm gonna get them sworn in.
Yes,
All right, Andy? We're good with the,
I'm sorry, yes, the following is in order. On the screen, you'll see the property posting, the legal notice that was distributed and mailed to all the surrounding residents. The proof of publication, recognizing both times it was in the local. By law.
all right, same.
Chairman, based on the testimony of the zoning officer, I ask that the exhibits identified as the application, any documents submitted by the applicant be marked Township Exhibit number 1. Posting of the property be marked as Exhibit Township Exhibit 2. The legal notice to the surrounding 200 feet of neighbors for tonight's meeting would be Township Exhibit 3. The proof of publication of tonight's advertised meeting would be Township Exhibit number 4.
Assuming we don't have anybody here, party protestant. All right. All yours.
okay, I'm a semi-retired real estate appraiser. I do 1 to 2 review appraisals a week. Just on a home computer. Nobody visits the house. There's no deliveries, there's no anything, it's just a all part-time business. And I'm just asking for a special exception.
How does this, I'm
This is
just
ridiculous.
curious if this, how this comes up, I guess,
Yeah.
or what, and I only
I
ask
know.
this, I'm not trying to rock any boats, I'm like, how does this come up? Did you file to run your business out of your house or?
Right, no, I received a letter, just moved in.
Okay,
So I received a letter from,
this is only the second time I've seen something like this in 6 years, that's why I'm curious how this.
it's really, I received a letter from Steve Bradley. And he said, oh, hi, Steve.
I didn't want to identify him, I'm just curious how this, I don't know if you guys were able to shed some light on it, just out of curiosity, how this happens or what.
Well, Steve handles all the business registrations, and I think that that's where it originated from.
Okay,
So, and during that process, Steve a lot of times communicates with me as to what's required. And when this topic came up, I did explain to Steve that any type of no impact, we allow no impact
Yeah.
home-based businesses through this process to make sure the criteria is met that limits, customer client traffic and things like that. So that's simply how it is.
okay.
We're just following the
Yeah,
zoning code as it pertains to no impact home-based business.
So when this happens, and again, this is me being curious, when somebody comes in, does he pay as a business or as a homeowner? I'm again, just curious which fee he falls into paying.
Well, he would have to pay for his contract, his business registration.
Okay, but not, I'm just saying like when a variance, when somebody comes in for a variance, it's still residential fee?
Residential, yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
paid $800.
Okay,
I'm gonna give
Just
you.
curious about that.
Phone number.
What?
I'm gonna give you Leonard Altier's phone. number.
Okay.
all right, I mean, does anybody have any questions on this aside from all of my ones which were directed to you?
Well, no, what I think we maybe want to do is go through the criteria. So
Yeah,
if I may, I'll just ask the questions and
yeah,
Sure, I think I have the 15 criteria here.
Oh, Sam made me read all these one time. I'll let you do it.
You'll let me do it? Wonderful.
Okay,
The business activity shall be compatible with the residential use of the property and surrounding residential neighborhoods. So will that?
yes,
Will the business employ, let me just read the comment instead of trying to put any question for it. The business shall employ no employees at the residence other than family members residing in the dwelling. And the number of residents employed in the no impact home-based business shall not exceed two, including the owner operator.
yes,
The operation of any wholesale or retail business is prohibited unless it is conducted entirely by mail and does not involve the sale, shipment, or delivery of merchandise to or from the premises.
yes,
There shall be no display of or sale of retail goods and no stocking of inventory of any substantial nature.
yes,
There shall be no outside appearance of a business use, including but not limited to parking of vehicles or equipment and the use of signs or lights for the purposes of defining equipment. See section 165-17 and 165-18.
yes,
Home occupation shall be conducted exclusively within the dwelling unit except for storage, which shall be permitted within an adjacent or detached accessory building permitted by this chapter.
yes,
No alteration shall be made to change the exterior residential appearance of the dwelling unit, garage, or shed.
yes,
The purpose shall not utilize in excess of 400 square feet or 25% of the floor area, including storage, whichever is less.
yes,
The no impact home-based business shall not involve the use of commercial vehicles.
correct,
Delivery of goods, merchandise, or equipment incidental to the operation of the home occupation shall be by passenger vehicle, light commercial vehicle, 1 ton capacity or less, or by parcel or mail service vehicles typically employed in residential deliveries and be made no more frequently than once a week. Deliveries by semi-tractor trailers, trucks shall be prohibited.
agreed, correct,
No impact home-based businesses shall not be conducted between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. And the customers are not permitted at the premise at any time.
correct,
The business activity may not use any equipment or process which creates noise, vibration, glare, fume, odor, or electronic interference, including interference with radio or television reception, which is detectable in the neighborhood, and no home-based business may involve or create a dangerous condition.
yes,
The business activity may not generate any solid waste or sewage discharge in volume or type, which is not normally associated with residential use in the neighborhood.
yes,
The business may not involve any illegal activities.
yes,
Home-based businesses must register with the township.
yes,
They are the 15 criteria.
I also think you're only allowed to check your email and answer phone calls during certain hours.
Yeah.
So,
Gentlemen, one other thing to consider in this instance. I believe the applicant resides within a homeowners association. And therefore, there would be some criteria or a condition with respect to compliance with the bylaws and the rules and regulations of that homeowners association.
okay, so you want that obviously in the motion that we make to according with
I
whatever
think that's
HOA.
appropriate from the standpoint of the homeowners association.
Uh,
Yeah, the applicant, I believe, doesn't have an issue with that, correct?
Questions?
I don't have any questions.
I don't have any questions, so I will make a motion on the application Z 2023-04 to grant the special exception to allow for a no impact home-based business office as requested, subject to complying with the HOA requirements in addition to the zoning ordinance requirements.
Is there a second?
second,
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. All right. It carries.
thank you,
Good luck with your business.
thanks. And you need appraisals, just
I just got one. I need to squeeze out some better loan to value.
call me, but make sure it's not between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m.
Show up with my semi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which as a tractor trailer.
See you, Rick.
All right, next up is application Z 2023-05, Michael Rosci, sorry. 20 Mary Jane Lane, pertaining to the subject property, the applicant is seeking a special exception from sections 172-141F and 172-33B subsection 4 to reduce an existing non-conforming side yard aggregate to renovate an existing deck and a covered roof. The applicant also requests relief from any other section of the zoning ordinance. It may be realized during the zoning hearing process. Subject premise is located in the R2 zoning district. Do we want to get Mr. Rossi sworn in? Yeah. I do. All right. Andy, do you want to take us through the exhibits?
Yes, the file is in order. Yep. There, we have the property posting. The notice that was mailed to all surrounding neighbors within 200 feet of the property, and the proof of publication, as required by law.
All right.
Chairman, based on the testimony of our zoning officer, I asked that the application and any documents submitted by the applicant be marked as Township Exhibit number 1, posting of the property, Township Exhibit number 2, legal notice provided to all those neighbors within 200 feet of the subject property, Township Exhibit number 3, and the proofs of publication for tonight's meeting with respect to the application, the Township Exhibit 4.
All right. When no one here is a party protestant. All right.
On me, yeah, so we have a deck now that we're trying to renovate, we're trying to cover that deck. We do want to move that 2 feet closer to the property line on the right-hand side of the property, so it would be 18 feet, I guess, from the property line instead of 20. That would just be for the stretch of the new proposed deck, which is 16 feet. And I've spoken to my neighbor who, I don't have anything signed by her, but I spoke to her. She's the one who lives there immediately next door to me. She has no issues with that at all. She would probably be the one that it would impact most, but yeah, that's pretty much what we're after.
Yeah, again, all this property is located in the R2 zoning district, requires a 20-foot side yard, minimum 20-foot side yard setback, and the proposed addition will encroach within 18 feet. And then, of course, the side yard on the opposite, there's an aggregate issue as well. The R2 zoning code requires a total aggregate of 45 feet. So this encroachment will also impact that aggregate width as well. Impervious surface is fine. I did check that. In fact, the new drawing that the applicant provided shows a total coverage of 23% coverage with the new roof, and there's 30% is allowed. So there's no issue with impervious coverage.
What's their building coverage?
So I didn't do the building coverage. I apologize, I didn't do that, but with 23% of impervious, they'll be fine.
But so where it's coming out is staying in line with the existing house though, right?
No, it's going out further.
Going out the side further.
Yeah, it would come out 2 feet further.
2 additional feet.
Yeah,
But
what,
it's staying, in the back part of it is staying the same.
same, yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
existing length as what's there now. It just would be hopefully 2 feet extended out this way. Beyond the edge of the building.
What's the reason you're looking for the
But I
additional?
don't know if it's easier, if maybe Steve could blow that up.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just curious to see, like, in looking at this, what we're,
Yeah, that's not a good photo, or that's not a good example. So if you look at the overhead site plan.
Yeah, if you zoom in on where the mouse is.
I don't know if you-
yeah, it's very,
But on the downside of the screen, that dimension, you'll see that the proposed deck and roof addition juts out from the side of the house by 2 feet. So the existing side yard is correct, it's 20 feet, even though it's a non-conforming aggregate. But then the new addition will approach that They don't approach the required side yard height.
Okay. I see that.
Further exacerbating the aggregate code.
He's already right up against. You're already right up against if I'm looking at your house, the neighbor to the left, you're already within that 20 feet.
No,
Brand new.
no, we're at the 20 feet. It's the other side. So it's not the driveway side, it's the other side. So there's probably 40+ feet between where my house ends and where hers begins.
Sorry for because I'm just trying to figure out even off of their drawings. Is this existing?
No, so off of that drawing, what you're looking at, that where your hand is now, that would be a new deck that will not be covered.
There's a brand new deck, not covered, being added on.
That's not an
Okay,
issue.
no issues there.
It's not part of the
And
application.
the
It's not
screen,
part of
the
the
screen
application.
porch section is what
That would
is-
be covered and effectively like right where your finger is
and that
now,
bump out there is the 2 feet you're
that's
coming
the
in.
2 feet beyond.
Okay. Well, because I was looking at that where I'm like, thinking it's 2 decks going. Any reason that it has to bump out like for that you have to ask for this with the?
We were gonna ask for it because we have a handicap member in our family, and when we come in, we were gonna put something there. So when we
Okay.
come in, we need some extra width just to kind of
Fair.
maneuver.
All right, yeah, sorry, I was just trying to figure out, I'm like seeing 2 decks on here. I didn't know
Yeah,
what they were.
it's a little ambiguous. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
My first time going through this process, I was like, I think they have everything they need.
Yeah.
I'll be there to explain it.
And Andy, from your side of things, any concerns or issues?
It really simply is the side yard approach.
Okay,
Nothing concerning with regard to, constructability. Obviously, they're under the threshold for stormwater management. We'll still observe and make sure that, the runoff doesn't change and we don't want them to redirect the rainwater from this new addition onto the adjacent property. That will be looked at during production, but that may be a condition one to consider.
or just that's, I guess, you won't have to go through anything for stormwater management, right?
No, I don't think you have to add the condition of stormwater management. I just think you want maybe add the condition that they
Manage the water.
direct stormwater onto the adjacent property with the new construction.
Okay. All right, any questions from you guys or concerns? Oh my God. All right,
I'll make a motion to approve application Z 2023-05 for the application seeking additional side yard setback and aggregate setbacks with the addition that they do not divert stormwater into the neighbor's property.
is there a second?
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries. Good luck.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I don't know if I could do an aye, but I was like, I'll second it.
I got you.
Thanks, guys.
If you give me a couple of days.
Yeah, no problem. That's no problem.
Thank you. I was gonna actually ask that question.
I knew Sharon.
I was gonna ask that question.